Hello all, this is Zimnala here for another dungeon crawling adventure. We are returning to the world of Dejanol with our lovely elf here going through their paladin ranks. We've got our two lower level warriors going on, and our Oni is a explorer now, working their way through those ranks. We were exploring down to 12 for a while yesterday, so that is considerably deeper than we have up till now. But yes, we will go ahead back in and see where we end up. I'm actually curious to see at what level we will learn our extra swing with the paladin. I actually don't know which level they get it. This paladin's not a guild I used to use before anyway, and with Declan's changes, it could be almost anything. By the numbers, it looks like maybe it's even faster than what Warrior got, because it looked like it was going up high faster, but we will see. It's 50 for Warrior, so we're at 35 currently, so we'll find out. Alright. They hit their traps. There we go. So many ants. I suppose I should go through and see if there's any outstanding quests I should know about. Nope, we are cleared. Fantastic. So when our explorer gets high enough, we should be able to cast magical flight on everyone. That's our first goal with it. If I was estimating correctly, around level 50 is when we'll be able to afford it. I suppose we could put it on their wheel and see where it's at. Yep, 74 is where it's currently sitting. Once this goes down to being 50, then we can cast it on everyone. It doesn't do any good unless everyone can do it. We will be able to get a little leeway on that once we actually get a little bit more intelligence and wisdom. We haven't really put any more on our giant, but they are one of the only characters left that haven't maxed out, so that will be coming up maybe even this stream. We were getting quite a few tomes last time. And we are at the point where we'll start getting a surplus for sure. Now, as with our giant, once we get to 50 to 87 on our warriors for these other guilds, they're gonna kind of branch back and level up some of their lower level stuff up a little bit. Get their notches up on a few choice guilds, such as cleric for our dwarf and thief for our human. And if we feel like we'll need it, we'll even add in some magi. Because thief is going to be really fast. Good, we got a potion of youth. It's going to kind of be a struggle between our using the crystals of mysticism and our age, because each time you use one you gain a month of age. So if you don't find like a potion of youth or another way to restore it, you'll just start gaining a lot of age. And that's not to count all the traps you get that add years. And you actually just gain age when you play the game, which is a little less obvious. Also, if you ever die and get resurrected, you automatically gain a year of life added to your time. So, there are several things that'll do it. Can you believe we had those dwarves join us just to go kill their leader? It's pretty funny. Well, they didn't survive the experience, so they won't live to regret it. It was just pretty ironic. It was what they wanted, though, I guess. They said, hey, you look like you're going places. Namely, to kill more of our friends. Let's join you. Now, it's actually possible to have any creature want to join you, including so-called boss-type monsters. Like, the Dwarven Lord can join us if it wants to. You can't actually get him to join you any other... Like, you can't charm them. It's probably charm resistant. Some monsters just can't be gotten that way. But if they ask to join, that's a different matter. That's the only way to get charm-resistant monsters in your party. Which is also the only way to actually find out their information in the guild hall, because there's actually a bestiary for the game. How are we doing? So our elf is the slowest level. Who is the next? Ooh, okay. So I guess we're moving things around. Let's see if we can't pin at a relatively reasonable time for them. So we actually got both a Tome of Endurance and a Potion of Youth, so we might actually just be able to give that over to the elf and let them lower their age. So they were the next one to use it anyway. There we are. We didn't even have to go back to town to take care of it. Look at that. It's actually probably possible to largely just survive off of what's in the dungeon, but you do not gain any levels that way. You do have to return to town for that, so. I wonder if a challenge run like that would be really cool, as if you just had to be fully healed in order to return to town, and do that. You couldn't gain healing anyway, but in the dungeon, that'd be really difficult to do. Particularly spells, because there's very few ways to get spells back. Weird thing to misidentify as. Ravenous Bat, huh? The weird thing is it has to be a name of a creature in the game, and I've not met a lot of these creatures that I'm seeing in this version of it. So there must be many new areas with new monsters that I've never met. And I'm really curious about what Declan added to the game. But every time I've gone to the new areas, even with really strong parties, it's been an absolute nightmare in them, so I'm really worried about trying that again. But we're slowly getting to the point where we can actually move around the dungeon, and we will get there. But we're not quite there yet. Like, the number one thing you absolutely need to do is be able to fly in order to get around those areas, because they are not set up in an easy to walk way. You have to be able to fly. It's a minimum. You also, most of them are underwater that I've seen. You have to be able to breathe water, and that's a different problem that we also can't solve currently. You need really high cleric in order to solve that one. And that's just not something we're gonna have for a while. That's just a really big time investment. But we will get there. Like, I'm gonna do the next step after we reach 87. I'm gonna get cleric to 60 on the dwarf, which might make it possible to cast amphibious breath on some of us, if not all of us. But that will use up most, if not all, of their MP. Because while I can show you what it currently costs, it is way, way too much. Let's find out. It costs 63 at level 30, so at 60 we'll be able to cast it at a more reasonable point and still have a little left over for emergencies. But if you don't have flight and the ability to breathe underwater, you're just gonna die. That's all there is to it.
Cool.
So, you solve those two problems, you're in business. You can actually properly explore. Other than the fact that they might be so strong, they still kill you. So keep that in mind. The monsters were also pretty strong, so it seemed to have weird, like, boss layers everywhere, and...
Cool.
But there were rare items I didn't see anywhere else, so... we won't avoid it forever. Or at least it looks like we're actually leveling up in a pretty even across the board way, so that part's going pretty well. I wonder if we could just make our way towards the way out, if that would get us pinned. Oh, we're not even on 8. Okay. Well, actually, this is also a way out, so yeah, we could still do it. I thought we could take him, and we did it. So yeah, let's pin and then go out through the library. That's a plan. Right next to it. Tried to hide in the mushrooms. I see how it goes. Everyone's just about pinned. Perfect. So we just need to find a little bit more and we'll be there. See, proof that they're also on 7. We just got no luck that time. The game was just trolling us. It happens. The game just trolls you sometimes, and there's nothing you can do about it. I guess except get mad at it and stop playing, but I mean, that's what quitters do. Yeah, see, that's been 3 Night Dragon groups so far. It's just taunting us at this point. Alright, that's probably close enough. We'll pin on the way up. There we go. Everyone is pinned, and we are right near town. They can join up. They can get sold on the way back. Exciting. Enjoy your new homes. You live in confinement. And what's nice about this is we were on the edge of multiple new usage levels, so we are going to actually end up with some good stuff out of this run. So you... Okay, and what do we got on our guest guy? This? Now what's going on here? Anything new? New hats. I think that's a cloak of invisibility. I didn't recognize it for a second. It's not very good. It's not one I actually even use. It doesn't add the same benefits as some of the others. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right. We had a couple of things to upgrade. Let's take care of that real quick. So yeah, our elf is gonna get some new stuff. Let's take a peek. So I believe that one of them was a better. Or no, that one probably is a little higher. But let's take a look at it anyway. So this one is going to be at 44. We're almost there. Also 44. Maybe I was just thinking about our other character, but let's keep looking. Yeah, this is an upgrade. But we already could have had it apparently, so it's fine. We'll get it now. Maybe another one was our boots? And another one might have been this. Yep, we can get better one of these. What level are you? Yep, we can sure do that. Good stuff all around. So we're one little nodule away from from our human also joining the amulet group. Oh, our hats actually those hats actually give us see invisible. That's kind of cool. I didn't actually know that, to be fair. So we're gonna stack our party up and then head down through, see what's going on, and from the 10 teleporter I like to use. $37, almost getting there. We'll see if we can't sneak down to 11 without getting in too much trouble. $11 is a pretty nice sweet spot leveling place because it doesn't have that many dangerous undead or anything likely to turn us to stone in big groups. I think it's going to be a place we're going to like to go to regularly. 12 starts being a real gamble until we get a lot better at fighting. So until we're already back to full warrior groups, then after we do our next round, then that's when we'll really go below 11. But we're gonna stick to this until we get that next little notch up the road. I'll absolutely accept that they don't want to fight us. That sounds good to me. We don't need to fight more ghosts than we have to. Don't worry, just like those ones, they will try to fight us pretty often, so you won't get that disappointed about it.
Cool. Cool. Bye-bye. Cool.
We're at the point where we have 12 swings, so we can pretty much kill 12 vampire bats between us each round. So, it's getting a little bit more manageable to not take damage from them, but it's still a risk.
Cool.
We got a good dagger. Is this another Sheetal? Because that would be amazing. Nope, just Mythenite. Okay. But yeah, the chances of getting enough of the Sheetal daggers to actually outfit a full group of 4 is pretty unlikely. These guys can do an absolute ton of damage to a single character, but they're absolutely not that bad against a single one. I mean, a group of them. So I don't worry about them. But to a single character, they can absolutely just wreck that character's day. Well, we got lucky and they didn't really get anything from us, unfortunately. Oh, that's a nice one. That's actually acid resistance. You don't actually start out knowing all the resistance spells when you first start the game up, so you actually have to go in and start finding magic, acid, mind, and electricity. Those 4 elements you can't resist outside of paying for them at the seer. Which, if you have no other way of doing it, you do it that way. You don't want to just take those attacks straight on, but yeah. Ooh, you actually need quite a lot of experience still. Okay, let's cycle that in. We'll shift things around a little.
Cool.
You'd think a room full of bookcases would actually have some flavor text in it, but this is actually not a room they decided to do that for. The inconsistency is a little weird sometimes on what they considered worthy of it and what they didn't. Oh, I guess Declan moved him. That used to be a lair before, actually. Huh. I wonder where they are now. They must have their own special area somewhere. That would be kind of cool, actually. Maybe we could just make it out that way and be just about pinned.
Cool. Bye-bye.
Alright, we did it. We're all ready to go.
Whoa.
That will clear out our inventory, and then we'll probably head back in through the 10 portal and clear our way up instead of down. Oh, this is kind of rare. This is one of the daggers that turns enemies to stone. Now, unless it's been changed in the Declan version, I didn't like it because you don't get the experience for killing them, the damage that would have been done by the stoning part. So using this used to lower how much experience you'd get from combat versus using anything else. But it is a pretty rare weapon nonetheless. So it is cool to see it. It also just doesn't have very high normal damage. So anything that is immune to stoning just doesn't take a lot of damage from it. I think it's lower than other daggers of around the same level.
Hmm.
So let us see what has changed. I think we have... Oh wow, that's so early. So we already have our extra swing on this character. It was either 37, 38, or 39. So we're already balling with our paladin. So paladin's actually going to get quite a lot of swings very early. That's pretty wild, actually. Well, that's good news for her. I may still take them up to 87 first to get that better dagger, but the fact we got the swing early is really good for this power of the team. So 44 will allow them to wear better gear. 66 is a big level for a number of reasons for this character, so let's get that better amulet on for first. I don't think this is it yet. That's 52. We already got that. You're at 66. I think you're part of the first upgrade. Better bracers. This is 70. But we get a better helmet for sure. Better shield. What about armor? That's 103, 109. That's a ways away, but still that's a pretty good hike up in our strength. So let us look at what we can wear with this character now. So we can't wear most of that stuff, so... But I think this is the steel usage one. I should have sold it first. It's fine. Is this when we can use these? It is, so we can sell that out to get our steel gloves instead. I think it's also when we get this. It sure is. Good stuff. And then we can just walk up this way and we can clear out what's going on in 9. But every big notch up that all the characters get like that is going to really make them survive better.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Okay, so they're already too far ahead of us, so we will swap that around. Okay. I guess that's a quality problem if we don't have to go too much into 8 to get that sorted, though. Oh, good. More ARDs are always welcome.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we're leveling considerably faster, so we'll swap that around. Nope, we're gonna go the other way and head back to 8. Maybe we'll even end up on that little island again. It's probably where my destination is gonna lead me.
Cool.
Oh good, another potion of youth.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, we got unlucky. A ball and chain, huh? They're not that bad, though. We can just uncurse that.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
So we're probably gonna go till everyone's pinned. Sometimes I'll cut it short if it's really far.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Yep, I guess we're gonna have to go back to detach it after all. We could have had a book of detachment, which is what I was peeking to see if we had. Oh well. It's not a big issue. We'll be back there soon.
Cool.
We need to get out our black chainmail for this level. We did save it for this reason. Awesome, that gets that there. Cool. We don't need this one, we don't need this one. Okay. Buff up and head back in. So it seems likely that our friend, the Dwarven Lord, has returned. So we are going to go pay another attention to him and see if we can't send him back to the afterlife. It's good to see we're getting some more intelligence stat boosts. We will be heading in to the area of max stats very soon. Save game. Awesome. Looks like the dwarves managed to make it through this dungeon after all. Let's see if they survive the next floor though, because we're heading down there next. Well, things are surprisingly even on our experience front so far, which is nice. Don't have to move it around too much yet.
Cool.
Okay, we can cycle this way. And let some of the other ones get closer to pinning. Sure, we'll have to shift around a few times, but we'll make it work.
Cool.
Suppose with the way our pathing's been working, we can go see the Goblin Lord and then head down from there. So we did have a quest for a carrion crawler, so I've been taking us slowly deeper, because that's where they are. I believe that they're an 8 and 9 for adventure to find. We'll just have to clear down here until we find one, hopefully. Awesome. We will do here. We'll get this item for our collection again.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Well, no sign of one yet, but we can shift things around a bit. Guess we left our Oni up front too long and he pinned. It's okay.
Cool.
We'll all end up there soon. We'll see our buddy the flame dragon. I think we can kill him again. We did it.
Cool.
The dwarfs actually managed to survive it too, which I'm a little surprised at. So I guess they're a little tougher than I expected. Yeah, we're all just about the same level. That's fantastic. I think I'm gonna end up having to forfeit this quest if it's not gonna cooperate, unfortunately. We're doing our best and it's just not giving us. Unfortunately, it's not a required quest.
Cool.
Well, that's all of us pinned, so I guess we're going to go make our way up through 9, down the stairs, and back to town. And we'll be forfeiting that quest for the time being. It's okay. Gale demons are pretty annoying. I guess it started repopulating on us, which I guess is good, but we don't really want to fight them if we don't have to. If that paladin gets its first swing at 39, it might get the second one by like 120, 130, something like that. That'd be really, really useful to get. So that'll be exciting. you've been assigned the required level 42 quest for this guild. Tarnon Bot beckons to you after you've completed your training and you walk over to him. You have been doing exceptionally well in your exploration. We approve of the way you have applied your new learned abilities. He shrugs. There's no easy way to say this, since it's another tough quest. I need you to bring me a potion of youth. The council agrees that if you accomplish this task, that you'll be ready for the next phase of teaching. Tarnan smiles. Good luck. That is why we saved one off to the side, for this very reason. Tarnan Carrot takes the potion. It looks like one of the council members wanted this for his own personal collection. I have to say, he needs it. He laughs and then hands you a steel shiny mace. Here you go. Solid steel. Great for bashing heads in. Now, if only it was actually something we needed. Dray spiders, huh? Those are somewhere around floor 5, 6. We'll pop in there. We'll dip down. It wasn't the direction I was gonna go down in, but quests dictate this sometimes. Awesome. That's stacked up. Let us... Remember there's a bounty for a few things. Let's see what they're offering. Crosses of Redemption. Sash of Shame. Flames. Haven't seen one of those in a bit. So yeah, we gotta keep an eye out for the crosses. Those have some good stuff attached to them, but nothing else so far seems to be on that list. Suppose I should have read what that was first. That was an intelligence tome, so let's go get that again. So I probably would have given it to this character anyway, so let us grab that. Sort out our stats. Who gets this? You. We still have a decent number of things in the back here. So we're down to costing 60. That's not too shabby. We're getting much more manageable. Anything new in this character place? Potion of Youth. Okay. I see what you're doing there. Very funny.
Cool.
Well, I'll take the bait. Who needs it the most? Well, actually, let's see which this is. That's. Let's give it to the giant. We'll drop off our dwarves that decided to follow us this whole journey. Enjoy your new homes. Okay. This goes to you, this goes to you. Cool. So we'll get stacked up and we'll head down through 6 quickly in order to find... There's Dray spiders.
Cool. Whoa. Cool.
Oh good, another term of learning.
Cool.
I think we just gotta poke around 6 till we find it. Unfortunately, they can be anywhere, so...
Cool.
But we will find our Dray spiders. They're not too hard to find usually.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There we go. That didn't take long.
Bye-bye. Cool.
And we had already cleared the way down, so we are going to go clear 9 then. We have a little bit going this way. A cutthroat all the way down here? That's kind of crazy too. Seen slavers and now cutthroats. This floor is weird. It's pulling in enemies from 5 floors deeper.
Cool.
That's actually a room? I thought that was a wall. That's weird. Well, now I'm really curious. It's telling me it's not a wall. I mean, not a... yeah. Whew, that's something. Let's go check it out. I wonder if it's... oops. Well... we're going on a bit of a journey.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's 2 of us. I'd be real annoyed if someone's underwater. Clear out the hallways at least.
Cool.
I wonder if I can do character search cheaply enough for this. Alright, where are you at, Onigiri? It's in the top left corner. Alright, that's okay. We can get there. All the way on the left side, huh? So carrion crawlers. Alright, let's try this again. Where are you at? Okay. You're over in this corner. Oh, you... Okay. That's better than I thought. Alright. Now we are going to go back towards the hallway, and we are going to see where our last member is. $17 to the right and 5 down. You're in the water. Okay. Let us do what we can. It is technically possible to get there. So we're going to use most of our MP. Actually, that's not too bad. If they are just right here, we can just walk out. Oh, you're this way. Okay. I was concerned it would be much less fun to get in and out. That wasn't so bad. And that is why you're careful when you do teleporters. So, we also learned that that's not a set teleporter. Because otherwise it would have been all together. Like, if it splits your party up, it's a random teleporter, not a set one. So... I am still curious about that room. I got so distracted by being curious that happened. Okay, let's go back to where we were at. Detect rock. We are going to go into that room. We're going to see what's going on. Absolutely nothing? Weird. Well, I was curious. That's pretty much the only way to find out, is to go in there and see what's going on. 3 Gale Demons, huh? Well, you can't hurt us very much in here. You can't cast any spells on us. Three Gale Demons is a little excessive, though. Come on.
Cool.
Yeah, when I was gonna go rescue my character trapped in the water, I seriously thought I was going to have to cast Magical Flight on everyone, fly over them, duck down, cast Magical Flight on them, and then escape before we started drowning. Which would have been a pretty cool and daring escape, but also we were just right by the stairs, so kinda took a little bit of the wind out of the sails of that. But, I mean, easier is not necessarily worse, so. But I was ready to do it. I guess that counts. I had a plan.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cool. You're already almost pinned.
Cool. Bye-bye. Cool.
Alright, and we can dip to 10 for a little bit and finish this little bit off.
Whoa! Cool.
I guess there was a momentary interruption. Sorry for anyone that's watching.
Cool.
My router decided to reset itself. Well, that got us pinned at least. We can head back. Well, it looks like it's repopulated the path to the Dwarven Lords, so we can give that another round, but we might actually end up going to 9. No, to 11 next time, and then we'll do the Dwarven Lord after that.
Bye-bye.
You have been assigned the required level 44 quest for this guild. Johann seems more serious than usual. Your next quest is very important to us since it is directly related to our belief in the holy god of honor. I want you to find me a cross of redemption. You must destroy this vile and cursed cross. It is an abomination that is abhorrent to all of those who are pure of heart. For your righteous deed, I will give you 1 crystal sword in return. Now go, and Godspeed. You must return with 1 cross of redemption. Oh boy, I think I may have used my last one, but I will see what I can sort out. There might be one in the tavern. I might have one in another character. I'll peek around and see what I end up having. First, we'll see what's in the bounty. Oh, that's not very useful, but we got it. Keep an eye out for a Mace of Cordial as well. Just looking to see what's being offered. Nothing that helps us with the cross, so that's fine. There, Max, there, Max. They have a little bit more to go. I actually think we need it this, so we can use that. So put that back away. Let's see what people have kicking around in their things. That's not where a cross is. How about you? Yeah, well, actually, we can satisfy this. There we go. We did have one kicking around. That's part of why it's worthwhile to just keep things like that around, because you never know when someone's going to have a quest that you don't know of. When you enter his office, you find Johann in the corner on his knees praying. When he finishes, he turns around and stands up. The cross has been destroyed. Excellent work. For your deed I shall give you this sword. Take it and strike as truly as your heart sings of the light.
Cool.
So we should be also able to wear a whole bunch of new stuff with this character now. So one of the things is we can switch over to using swords now that we've reached a certain level. Not this one, but this one for now. We're gonna get a better set of armor. We're gonna get a better shield. How about cloak? What is our cloak looking like? 44? Yep, we can upgrade our cloak. Good stuff. We are making good progress. When is our next usage level? Let's see if we can't pin that down. I want to say 52. Yep, 52 is when they catch up. Okay, that's coming up faster than you might expect. That maxes out their intelligence. So they just have wisdom left to gain, along with the same stat for our human spectre gadgets. So we're only 6 levels away from switching over with our dwarf to level up cleric again for a little bit. That'll be good. And we can probably switch over to using full heal. So So we're gonna go try our hand at 11 again, just to see how that goes. We'll keep dipping our toes in till we make it.
Cool.
We got breathed on by a few ice monsters, but other than that, we're doing okay. And this is why I think Cleric is not a terrible idea, because it actually makes it a lot more manageable to heal up decent amounts, so we can be a little bit more reckless of what we're doing. So a lot of the damage we start taking is from these guys. Look at what that did to our poor elf. Fortunately, that's why we've actually been hoarding our healing items as well, because things start getting a lot spicier. What's that? So we're kind of just at the beginning of our run and we're already taking some decent amounts of damage, so we have to keep an eye on our spells and use healing items as necessary. This might be that sash of flames that we haven't seen yet. You get sashes primarily from high-level animals, so. Oof, that was some spicy amounts of heat. Those guys can do an incredible amount of damage if you're not careful. And that's it, we went through those. Now we can use our healing items to make up the difference. And this is why I don't try to come here every level, because it just is very damaging overall at this point. If we level Cleric up, it'll give us the ability to heal a lot of that. If we level up Warrior, it'll let us kill them faster, so we're doing a little bit of both.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was almost a full amount of them, and fortunately we didn't take too much damage from them.
Hmm.
So we can move the elf to the back, because they are mostly pinned.
Hmm. Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm.
We can poke our toes down here. The first floor is a layered flesh golem, so that's not dangerous. Most enemies on this floor
Cool.
aren't that
Cool.
dangerous, but
Cool.
there are bigger groups of undead that I do not really want to face against too much. So if I see them, I might try to bail on it.
Hmm.
We do have our dwarf up front, and they have high resistance. Like that was one of the groups, by the way. That just you start getting groups of 3 sets of undead, and it's just a lot. Fortunately, we did get an extra swing with our elf as well, so everyone is up to that 1 extra swing. What we don't have is 3 swing weapons on our characters yet, so we'll have 3 more swings coming up when people start reaching 87.
Hmm.
Cool.
Look at us, we're kind of cruising our way through floor 12. That's improvement.
Hmm.
Let's get out of that room. We don't have to fight every single monster. need to fight them.
Cool.
Honestly, the problem with fighting undead is not losing stats, is that you can also lose permanent hit points. If it was just stats, that's just a matter of saving up stats. But the only way to really mitigate like the problem is to get your level high enough to wear the better drain resistant cloaks early on. Because to actually get to high level drain resistance on spells, you need to be like level 200, 250 or something like that. So it's pretty impractical to level to that and then go through this floor. Like, imagine getting a level 200 before fighting on this level. That's just not going to happen. So you kind of have to just deal with it, unfortunately. Find ways to get through the floors without having too much trouble. But we're starting to reach those floors where a bunch of those bounties we had were, so we're going to start clearing our bounty board of those 80 million different kill enemy on floor bounties. So. So we could move him up front, switch it around a little bit. We're actually doing pretty well on this floor, though. I'll say that.
Cool.
We're not actually taking much damage from the regular enemies. Oh, that was unfortunate. I think we have just enough to cast this back on her, though. So that's not the worst. But I won't get acid or electricity, but I guess that's not the major concern at this stage. I guess we could also lower some of the damage we're taking by putting ice resistance on, but we need to level up Sorcerer a bit more to make that part of our lineup, and that's not going to happen for a little bit, so I'm going to bear with it for now. Get out of there. I guess there is some other options. I do think we could actually have another character cast it. Let's think for a moment. I've been relying on just her for casting it, but actually every one of our guilds do get access to the basic ones, and oh my god, it's 35. That's a lot for this spell, but yeah, we got it right now. We can cast it this time. I guess we might as well, because it's not like they got something else to spend their points on, so. So expensive. can cast is not the same as can cast affordably. Let's put it that way.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
It's good to see that while there are undeads on these floors, there's not that many of them. I actually thought they were considerably more common than this. Yeah, we can get out of there quickly enough. We will be doing so. These orps are actually really good for experience, by the way. They are one of the best. They're kind of like the slaves of the deep at this level. Not quite as good as comparatively, but oh right, you have to fight these a special way. That's true. Okay, okay. You take your weapons off, you go in there and you punch them to death. Get punched, son. You'll probably notice I didn't do that with every one of my characters. You don't need everyone to kill for. You just need enough for the number of them you need to kill. They are very easy to hit. You just can't do it with any weapons on. So we are right at the edge of being pinned. This will probably do it.
Cool.
If not, yep,
Cool.
just 1,000. We're almost there. And that's mostly because they are so behind everyone in max, like the highest guild. Like, they spent a lot of time leveling up Sorcerer, unfortunately. So, they are still playing a little catch up. Let's see what we got. Any extra potion? I mean crystals. It's fine if we don't. I have extras, but if we do, I'll just use them. Nope. Alrighty. Let's put that stone away before I forget. Yep, that does look like a sash of flames. We can probably go turn that bounty in. This is a cursed item we didn't have, so that's in one we're gonna put aside. Got Spazu Fire. Okay, that's just gonna go in collection. A lead axe is nothing special. It's a cursed item. Venomous Gecko. Sure. Centaur. That's a weird trade, but not the worst. You can't charm centaurs, I believe. I think they are charm resistant. Interesting. So that's Spazu Fires. They cast fire spells, but they're not very strong. They'll just die if you use them as a companion.
Cool.
Shadow Blade, huh? I don't remember much about this one. But you have to be a certain guild to be able to wear it, but then once you are at that guild level, any of your guilds can use it. It's actually pretty strong, so if you do end up wanting to have like a thief specialist get up here, they can then switch back to their other guilds and level them up pretty decently. So it is an option. It's really strong for its level. Having 2 more decks and having backstab level 3, which means it's going to be basically backstabbing literally every hit. Not to mention it has 2 resists on it, but I mean, the resists aren't really the main attraction to it. But you still have to level Thief first, and I actually just prefer to go straight with like a warrior or something, because that adds in your attack defense, which is a better defense against the problems than just a little bit more thieving. So I do remember there being a bounty for this, now that I think about it. It had a thing that you get. Oh, this is not. Is this a different kind of sash? Let's find out. Dragon sash. Which one is this? It's very slightly better than the Sash of Shades. Okay. I usually don't bother with a cursed item for just 3/3. I wait till they start getting better than this. thing is, every time you change guilds, you have to actually uncurse items, and that's a bit of a pain in the ass. I tend to like to switch back semi-regularly just to get like one usage, like item use level, and then I switch back. I like to keep things going up at an even pace. Can't quite cast that on everyone. We're almost there. So we are probably gonna go see our friend the Dwarven Lord now, and then work our way deeper.
Hmm.
Cool.
Oh good, there was a couple of quests for the tree ties of draining. Guess we can look over which one of them is the best for us.
Cool.
Hmm.
That was a little unfortunate. But on a positive note, we're not planning on going super deep, so it is not a crisis to fix. We did get a potion of intelligence, but we actually maxed everyone's intelligence out, so it'll all go into our stash, but we don't need it at this moment. Which is good.
Cool. 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 Cool.
So that got us basically to the edge of one pin, and I just realized that there's stuff we can map here. So let us go ahead and do that. I don't know how I walked by that so many times I didn't notice that little bit we could map, but we took care of it.
Cool. Cool.
up to our friend the Goblin Lord in the loot room. Say hello. Well, that's 2 bounties in 2 rooms. That's pretty good. And we respawned the Goblin Lord for a double kill. Why not? Who's going to stop us? Not the Goblin Lord, that's for sure. He's double dead. Well, Boobrins are pretty good. It's one of the better monsters that could join us on this floor. We'll see if they get wrecked by the actual big boy flame dragon, though. It's possible. They definitely aren't as strong as it, but maybe we will squeak by without them getting murdered. Well, looks like they survived. That was the question. They probably just got lucky and he didn't attack that character, though, to be honest.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, we're starting to pin. Guess this corner of the world didn't properly repopulate. It generally fixes itself, even if it takes a few cycles. Awesome, that makes us pinned. Let's see what we can do. Someone had a crystal, yep. There we go. Awesome. That's right, we did have one of these saved up for this character. Let's go find it in our storage. Okay.
Cool.
We can see which one of the tree ties of drainings that we did want. We don't need that one right now. The centaur one's interesting. What else did we have an option for? Gold. Okay, gold doesn't matter too much. So yeah, this is the most interesting
Cool.
of them. So yeah, you can actually talk to these guys. They don't always say useful things, but you can talk to your companions. So even the wyverns are talking to me, that's funny. I guess if I have companions, I should try talking to them. I guess dragons are considered fairly intelligent, so they can talk. That's where it was. I was wondering where a potion of intelligence got to. I mean, youth. So who is going to use this one? That's the question. Probably doesn't matter. Probably all of them are about 19 now. You can go all the way back to 16, so we're gonna keep cycling it through as we get more. That to the Oni. This is that. They want us to kill the Dwarven Lord, so we actually are not going to be able to do that for a hot minute. So I might call the stream here, come back at it fresh in the morning, go kill the Dwarven Lord then. Sounds like my current plan. Okay, let's do that. So these are pretty good rings. I like to keep one on because they have both protection and see invisible, and they can be used with anyone that has the amulet of health in order to be able to see invisible instead of one of their shimmering rings. They're just a little uncommon, so. I think most of them I've gotten have been through the tavern. Yeah, I'll save that one for when I need the next one. I think I like having extra dexterity on our thief character anyway. So they'll probably keep rocking that other one. But yep, we can switch out our elf so that we can get our magic carrier in. Cross all these over and see what is useful and what is not for our collection. So all of these are already a part of these two guilds, so we can just store them away. Anything extra? So electricity is just extra. Cool. It's good to keep an extra copy of them because they are resist. So anything that's resist, I keep a couple of. Because more than one guild would need it if it was to get reset. Cool. That's all set for this character. We can ask our lovely elf back in. Well, okay, they can go in the back. So that will probably be our lineup next time. And yeah, thank you everyone who followed along and watched the stream. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow as well, most likely. Have a lovely day. Take care.